Kendall Gill, a 15-year NBA veteran, spoke out recently and weighed in on the GOAT debate. I think Kendall has one of the best arguments and insider information on the matter from what he says. It's interesting listening to his comments, which are just different from anyone else talking about it. Players usually just say what they think and what their opinion is, but Kendall is in a unique position to actually offer a different perspective without even sharing his own opinion. Now, see, about 7 years ago, Gill was on a podcast and he was saying that someone had convinced him that Kareem is actually the greatest player of all time. But then he was put in a position that allowed him to get, as I said, insider information. Now let me play these comments for you so you can understand what I mean. This was definitely different. But first, welcome. My name is Paul, and this is The Basketball Show, where I talk today's NBA, current events, news, players, and more. All completely unbiased, even though some people disagree, because any opposing opinion to weak people is always hating. Truth is truth, and I try to stand by that. I also want to thank a few viewers that watch my content for their donations on my last video that I placed out, which are much appreciated. So thank you very much for the support, guys. And those viewers are Chapma, that's number one. Saw12367, that's another one. And The Real Siberius. So thank you guys for the donations. Much appreciated. Thank you again. Now please listen to what Kendall Gill has to say, and let's talk about it right after.
Michael absolutely had no weaknesses. Okay, so you have a guy that's a crazy competitor. You have a guy that's a crazy athlete with a 48-inch vertical jump, that's strong, that's vicious, he just got it all. And he got an attitude. You know, I know there's been a lot of comparisons, to LeBron James and, MJ, but man, MJ is the greatest player, the greatest NBA player of all time. I have arguments with a lot of people about it and things like this, and the numbers don't lie, but this man, and here's how I settle the MJ debate. Okay. Mm-hmm. I work for the Chicago Bulls now as a broadcaster. Yeah. I'm in the United Center all the time. And I did this specifically to get the answers of executives from other teams. All right. Every time a team comes in here to the United Center, I'm sitting in the United Center right now as we do this interview. But I go downstairs and I ask each executive in their prime, who would you take in the draft? Michael Jordan or LeBron James? Not one said that they would take LeBron James over Michael Jordan. That's how you know. The guys in the business know. All right, and you could have all kind of speculation about in podcasts and guys giving their different opinions. Hey man, the guys who make the decisions just told you. Not one of them. I ask every NBA team that comes in here to the United Center, and that's what they say.
So Gill is, as he says, inside the United Center when he says this. It was in the middle of an interview. He also is a commentator for the Chicago Bulls, so you might say it's a biased opinion of his. But wait, he didn't really share his opinion, did he? He said that the position that he has with the Bulls allowed him to directly ask GMs of all NBA teams who they would draft if they had the first pick to build a team. Now, the choices they had were MJ and LeBron. Every single one of them chose MJ. No question. Now, let me ask you a question. Some years back, Kevin Garnett was adamant that Michael Jordan was the greatest player of all time. Paul Pierce was saying that as well. But then all of a sudden, they started to change their tune and started saying LeBron. Now, I was listening to Man Down Sports, so I want to throw out a shout out to him because he made a great point, and I think he's right. He was also talking about what Gill had said. And he mentioned Kevin Garnett as well, and that his switch on the GOAT somewhat happened around the time that he interviewed Adam Silver. And he mentioned that it's not easy to get Adam Silver onto your podcast, onto your show. And there must have been a price to pay or something kind of like it. Now, Man Down Sports had said that behind the scenes, Silver must have influenced Garnett to change his tune because he doesn't, if he doesn't, he'll hurt, the league that he loves and played for, and maybe even his bottom line. Man, that take I agree with, and in my opinion, Man Down Sports has the right idea here, and I agree with him. You see, Garnett did this after talking to Silver. Now, as an example of another thing, Draymond Green never wanted to say James is the GOAT. He was asked multiple times, earlier in his career, when James was already playing in the second time Cleveland run. He was a champion already and things like that. And Draymond Green was asked multiple times, and he always said that he's not, he doesn't want to say, all that kind of stuff. So he never wanted to say that James is the GOAT. And he literally made fun of him and mocked LeBron on a few occasions before he signed with Clutch Sports. Now, as soon as he signed with Clutch Sports, he changed his tune and started saying it's LeBron. Now, this is definitely being talked about behind the scenes, and the debate has been deliberately forced into the media and on us to keep the NBA relevant and have a constant debate about it because it gets a lot of people involved and it's a hot topic. It's a business tactic by the NBA and LeBron's Clutch Sports with Rich Paul. They do it on purpose, even though no executive or a logical fan would ever choose LeBron over Mike. As you now see, Kendall went very differently than anyone else to come up with the answer to the question on who is the GOAT. It's easiest to share your own opinion and leave it at that, but he went and behind the scenes asked the executives of NBA teams who they think was better and who they would draft. Now, after listening to this, let me know what you guys think about it in the comments. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.